All right, good evening, everyone. I'm very excited to talk with you today about what you should do in order to complete all of your applications and get the result you want for your dream school. So a lot of you might be sitting here and saying, oh no, the early action deadline has passed. It's all over for me. And actually, that's not true. You still have plenty of time to get your application together. And we're going to go through the things that you need to do in order to be successful in the application process. All right, so I hope you're not sitting there thinking, oh, there's so many things to do, because like I mentioned, it's still manageable. Most regular decision deadlines aren't for another 2 months, so you have plenty of time to prepare your application and get all of these really important things done. And speaking of important things, your essay or your Common App essay is one of the most important components of your application, because it gives you the opportunity to tell the admissions officers something they could only find out from reading this essay. And you want to focus on things that are not found in any other part of your application. Think of this as an opportunity to have a conversation with an admissions officer and tell them a really important story about your life. And so when you're telling the story, you want to make it coherent. You want to make it so that it's very obviously about you and based on your past experiences. And so that from doing that, you can show things that draw on different examples of things that you've done, but also focus on your future goals and what you want to do in this, in your dream school, and how you will make an impact. You want to make a case that you are dedicated, that your points for applying for this school aren't just because it's a good name school or it's prestigious or it's very popular in China, but that there are really coherent and concrete ways that you will contribute to the school community. And through telling this really interesting story about yourself, you can really prove that to the admissions officers. You want to show the admissions officers that by having you as a member of their school community, they are investing resources in you that one day will come back to them, that you will be a very successful of their school. And you can do this through your PS. You can show your dedication and show that you will be a really important part of this school's community. And by accomplishing this in your essay, you'll really round out your application and make it so you are one of the top applicants, whether you apply early decision or regular decision. Your essay is what will really make your application stand out.
Excellent. So I know all of us have heard about ED, EA, RD, reach schools, match schools, safety schools, responsible schools. I want to kind of demystify this, and let me put it simply. You want to make sure that you're distributing your school list in an appropriate way. So for instance, if we're a top student in our class, that's awesome. That's really, really tremendous. One of our students joining today, Amy from Renminda Fuzhou, this applies to you. When you're a top student at a top school, you can apply to some of the very, very best schools. And what would be a reach school for many people becomes a virtual match school. And it's a really, really good fit for you. Other students like me, Bowen in my introduction mentioned I had a Sangdian Yiwu GPA. 我不是学生 very poor students. 好学生，不好. Because of that, what were a match school for my really, really smart friends was actually a reach school for me. So let me put it this way. It depends a lot on your background. And so make sure that you're not sacrificing everything for one school on that list. A lot of my friends made the mistake of, I only want to go to Harvard, and so I'm going to spend 200 hours on my Harvard application, and then 1 hour on Yale, 1 on Stanford, 1 on Chicago, 1 on MIT. Well, that will lead to a bunch of rejections. And so make sure that you're allocating your time in an efficient way as you go. So the final thread I want to mention here is not to stop after you receive your offer. One common mistake is, I've gotten in, I've made it, that's all I have to do. But actually, that's just the beginning, because this is a really, really exciting opportunity, and it's way better if you focus on making the most of it. So here are a couple of simple ideas that are very powerful. I call these hidden best practices. So number one, join online communities like WeChat. There are really cool alumni and student groups on WeChat that you can find. Additionally, Facebook. All Megilren will be on Facebook, and there's some really terrific resources there. So definitely check that out. And then Dyad's Global Network. We have amazing mentors, amazing scholars, and scholar alumni from each of the schools that you're targeting. And so get plugged in, get insight before you go. Additionally, read English articles on subjects that you enjoy. This is a great way to build your reading and writing and logic skills in English and your confidence, because all of your courses are going to be taught in English, and the more comfortable you are, the better you'll adapt and the faster you can go. Additionally, I recommend you pursue a new hobby or you recommit to an old one, because it's a lot more fun to go abroad and have a few different activities you can try that you really enjoy to meet like-minded foreign friends. The more you know about your school, the foreign culture, the more fun you can have as well.
那当然还有最后就是说，如果说是正好恰巧是咱们使用了这个答验的这个导师服务的话，我们自身本身的导师都是在国外，美国也好或者英国也好，这就是已经是一个全球的一个资源。这是第一。第二，我们会把我们所有在不同城市、不同大学的学生集合在一起，因为毕竟我们知道到了一个新的环境，这么一个能够让学生有这么一个小的一个怎么讲一个 group 一个团体的这个机会，其实是非常难得的，而且对于他们的这个帮助也会非常大。所以说这一点我们一定不错的。Okay,
excellent. So in summary here, you want to know yourself to create your school list. We can definitely help with that if you're struggling. It's tough, we know, we can help. Additionally, you want the right strategy, reach, match, and safety as you go forward. Constantly check your deadlines, make sure you're on track. Again, this is hard, we can help. Lastly, before leaving for university, after that offer, keep learning, keep exploring, keep experimenting, and keep following your smile.
你可以最后总结这几点，大家也可以看到上面都有这个英中英文都是有的。那所有的这些，其实当然是在我们以正确的方式去准备申请这个大学的工作的时候，而不是说是保姆式的中介式保姆式的这种方式，因为那种情况下，这些全都是由别人来做的，那我们只需要考完试以后基本上就没有了。那如果说是正确的申请方式，大家可以来协助你做所有的这些事情，那这样的话才能让你的申请达最大化，你能够在其中这个摄取到的东西最大化，能够更大化的帮助你到了这个大学以后能够快乐。